a single artist, with a simple brush and white papers, terrified the occupation more than entire armies. Who was Naji al-Ali, and why have his drawings remained alive while his voice was silenced by a treacherous bullet in London? Come with me as we tell the story of a hero whose image lives on in Handala, the son he drew with his heart before his hands. Naji al-Ali was born in 1937 in the village of Al-Shajara in Palestine, between Tiberias and Nazareth. Naji lived a nomadic life. After the Israeli occupation of Palestine in 1948, he and his family moved to southern Lebanon, where they all lived in the Ain al-Hilweh refugee camp until he was 10 years old. It was there that his family was displaced once more, and from that moment on, he never settled in one place. He saw himself as the authentic Palestinian from 1948, displaced from his land, carried by the earth to every corner of the world, with his heart tied to the land that was unjustly and aggressively stolen from him. Perhaps those who lived through that time understand the depth of the pain and suffering of being expelled from your beautiful homeland to a life of diaspora and alienation. As a young boy, Naji was arrested by the Israeli army for his resistance activities against the occupation. He was later arrested by the Lebanese army as well, spending time as a prisoner behind bars. Perhaps this was the beginning of the artist within him, as he would draw on the walls of his cell, expressing his thoughts, dreams, and suffering through his art. He left prison as a young man and went to Tripoli to complete his education, graduating with a degree in automotive mechanics. He then married Wedad Saleh Nasser from the Palestinian village of Safureya. Together, they had 4 children, a traditional Palestinian family filled with love and happiness, despite the suffering of exile and the pain of displacement. One of his sons, Khalid, would later collect all of his father's works through extensive research and investigation, compiling them into a set of books and translating them into international languages to preserve his complete art and legacy. Naji al-Ali left behind nearly 40,000 caricatures. Naji returned to Lebanon in 1959 and joined the Arab nationalists, driven by the youthful zeal to do something, as is often the case with young people whose souls ignite and hearts burn with passion and impulsiveness, even if they sometimes take the wrong path. Naji participated with them in launching the political magazine Al-Sarka, The Scream, and enrolled at the Lebanese Academy of Fine Arts. However, he was expelled from both due to his arrests and security persecutions. He then moved to the city of Tyre and worked as an art teacher at the Jafariya College. It was there that the great Palestinian writer and leading figure in Arab literature, Ghassan Kanafani, saw Naji's work. Kanafani published Naji's first drawing, a tent with a hand waving from its peak, in the magazine Al-Hurriya, Freedom, in 1961. From there, Naji al-Ali went to Kuwait to work as an editor, artist, and newspaper director. He worked for Al-Taliya al-Kuwaitiya, Al-Siyasa al-Kuwaitiya, As-Safir al-Lubnaniya, Al-Qabas al-Kuwaitiya, and Al-Qabas al-Dawliya. His drawings became widely known, and his fame spread. This was the historical moment for the birth of his beloved son, Handala, the caricature character he created in 1967 and published in 1969 in the Kuwaiti newspaper Al-Siyasa. Handala, the tormented yet strong and steadfast Palestinian in the face of suffering. Palestinians, Arabs, and the entire world loved him for his beautiful symbolism. He was an honest witness to events who feared no one, and according to Naji al-Ali himself, he represented the defeat and weakness of Arab regimes. Naji al-Ali created many other characters, such as Fatima, the strong Palestinian woman who is always uncompromising and speaks the truth. Her husband, with his rough hands that symbolize struggle and hardship, the opportunistic collaborator, and a character representing the Israeli soldier. His drawings, therefore, represented the Palestinian struggle and the simple, patriotic person from the heart of the suffering. Thus, Naji's drawings became political bullets that bothered the occupation and its regimes, no longer just lines on paper. And so, the treacherous bullet came. On July 22, 1987, in London, a bullet was fired into his head on his way to work. He fell into a coma that lasted more than a month, then rose as a martyr on August 29th. His assassination was shrouded in mystery, with accusations ranging from the Israeli Mossad to the Palestinian Liberation Organization, as he had drawn some cartoons critical of its leaders at the time. However, the investigations led to nothing, which angered Margaret Thatcher, the British Prime Minister at the time. She ordered the closure of the Mossad office in London, outraged by such operations on British soil. Later, the Israeli newspaper Yedioth Ahronoth published a list of successful assassinations committed by the Mossad in the past, and Naji al-Ali's name was included on the list. Naji al-Ali was buried in Brookwood Cemetery in London. The body was buried, but the brush and the symbol remained. Today, more than 30 years after his assassination, Naji al-Ali's drawings are still held up in streets and demonstrations around the world. Handala has not grown up, but he has grown in the hearts of free people everywhere. As Naji al-Ali said, "I will keep on drawing until Palestine is returned." The one who wants to write for Palestine and the one who wants to draw for Palestine must know they are a dead man. This is how I understand the struggle, to stand tall like spears and never tire. The road to Palestine is neither far nor near. It is the distance of the revolution. I am accused of bias, and it is an accusation I do not deny. I am biased towards those who are below. To be or not to be, the challenge is there, and the responsibility is historical. Perhaps Naji al-Ali's brush was silenced by a bullet, but his voice continues to be heard through his drawings to this day. Do you think his art was more dangerous to the occupation than any weapon? And what artistic or symbolic figure today is equal to the power of Handala?